Oh my god, we finally get back to Stolas's wife and her brother? I thought for sure these two would be, like, the main driving force for the conflict throughout the season. They set her up to be really important in the first episode. They're integral elements to Stolas's relationship woes. I'm legitimately shocked they've been completely absent from the whole show ever since episode 4 of season 2. That's 7 whole episodes with them being gone.
And this whole time, you knew about the incredibly illegal thing he was doing?
Yeah, I'm on his side. From, like, a narrative perspective, she should have been playing a much bigger role in this season. There could have been a ton of opportunities to have twists and turns with the plot in regards to the divorce and her relationship with Stolas in general, but no. These two got shuffled off screen so we could have the clown adventure and whatever. Why bother using the characters who are intrinsically stitched into the fabric of your plot when you could just instead ignore them for 7 freaking episodes? Why introduce characters that are so connected to the main cast and conflict if you won't use them?
Remind me again?
We're interns, sir. We're looking for cool businesses to work for.
Please, I beg of you, let the interns stay. Some new faces and personalities on the Imp Squad would be such a refreshing change of pace and a great excuse to have characters explore new plotlines and antics.
You are hereby arrested for breaking demon law.
Why is this happening? This just seems like a weirdly drawn out excuse to have some flashy action in the beginning of the episode. Also, why do they introduce the interns? Just to ignore them? Hey, here's 4 more potential characters that might join the show. Never mind, forget that. The squad is under arrest. Burn all the evidence. Pacing. For the love of God, learn f***ing pacing. Wow, it's neat seeing all the 7 deadly sins all together. Except for Lucifer, obviously. Look at this background character. Looks like a Jinjo. Or Big Bird on drugs. I can't stop looking at them. Look at how they look like something. They look like a character. Who do you look like?
Let's testify that this brutish imp was forcing himself on her husband, Stolas.
This is how we're handling the plot? They're going to force them to air out their dirty laundry in the court of law? I don't think the theatrics are necessary. So, like, some people have candles on their heads. Why?
Wait. Where is Stolas anyway? Can't he speak on this himself?
Who the hell are you now? There was another shot that had this close-up of him earlier. Should I be recognizing this guy? Who are you? But yeah, this is dumb, right? Stolas should be here. What kind of trial doesn't include the supposed victim of the crime? This is a really silly contrivance, and I wouldn't have even put too much thought into it if Parrot Boy over here didn't explicitly point it out.
Get your paws on back to your mutt. Why don't you keep f***ing yourself?
I saw a comment somewhere, I think it was Blue Sky or Twitter, and it was saying that a part of the reason the swearing feels off is every time someone swears, they have this gigantic shit-eating grin, like calling her a bitch with some huge slam dunk or something. I agree. Like, really? That was your big comeback? Ugh. The show has proven multiple times that the writing can be clever, but every time they need someone to argue or fight or insult someone, it's just the same childish swear-offs, and it's super bland and lame. I thought the show was better than this by now.
Who wants to listen to hours of testimony? Who wants to kill this imp bastard and get home for lunch?
Oh,
What's the point of there being a council of these special extra big sins if there's just also a council of other random little dudes who can apparently outvote them? If the politics is going to be an important part of this story, they need to, like, explain it. They need to explain this whole system.
Hereby sentenced to death.
hey, Levy. Huh? Out on the town? What do you reckon?
And due to your bold
What the hell? Why did we just randomly interrupt Satan mid-sentence to have a moment with Mammon flirting with envy? What the hell? Pacing. Learn it. Do not interrupt the main conflict deciding the characters of our story will be sentenced to death with a throwaway, not funny side moment that what? Why? Why?
I'm about to explain everything the only way I know how. song!
Stolas, honey, you can't have every character revelation happen through song. The appeal is starting to wear thin. Ice Bro over here just lied, paid off one dude to corroborate his lie, and the only thing they needed to pull the whole thing off was you not being here. And they didn't even do anything to keep you from attending. They didn't bribe you, or trap you, or trick you, or anything. You literally were just on your butt watching TV and happened to see the execution announcement.
I am the mastermind, the hand that holds the string.
Hey man, not to interrupt, but like, are you going to tell everyone that your wife sent the assassin? I don't know. It might be an important thing to bring up.
You had caught the schemer of the schemes.
Also, is it just me, or are the lyrics kind of clunky for this song?
I have no regrets. I have regrets.
They're just really basic, on the nose, barely even a rhyme scheme. There was clearly a lot of animation effort put into this episode. It looks gorgeous. So then why does the story and the song feel so half-assed and rushed?
You're my light, you're my heart.
Since when? I'm sorry, but Blitz hasn't done anything to start addressing his problematic behavior. That toxic mentality he had surrounded their relationship with. This one song doesn't feel like enough to convince me that these two have changed and are suddenly madly in love again. They haven't apologized or addressed anything. They were still on really bad terms. This could be a stepping stone towards getting them to develop, but not the finale.
I am the mastermind.
So they use mastermind, it's the title of the episode and like the hook for the song. It just doesn't feel like the right word, you know? It doesn't seem like the right kind of lyric for this moment. It doesn't seem to match everything they're talking about. I don't know, is it just me? What do you think? I don't think mastermind is the right word here. So we aren't going to mention the wife sending an assassin? Oh look, Octavia. Yes, Stolas, remember her? You're willing to let yourself die over your ex-boyfriend, but did you remember the daughter you're leaving behind here too? This episode is so dumb, right? This all feels super contrived.
Aren't you going to, you know, execute me?
You are demon royalty, so your life has actual worth.
I think you should banish this shameful excuse for a prince.
So he's too important to be killed, but not important enough to keep his position or job? Okay, sure.
Someone else to take over his legions. I'd be happy to volunteer.
What do you do? Like, who are you in this world? I assumed he was another Goetia. Can one Goetia take over another one's job? If he's not a Goetia, then what is he? 11 goddamn episodes, and we couldn't have established this character and his role in this world once before now?
You suck, Stolas!
Shout out to the random background character to be here to antagonize Stolas, I guess? Why is he mad at him? Stolas stood up for Blitzo. Yes, he implied Blitz wasn't smart enough to be the mastermind they keep referring to, but he still saved Blitz's life. He stood up for an imp and took his place instead. Lost his royal standing because of it and everything. Shouldn't the imps think really highly of Stolas for this act? A royal willing to be killed off to save one imp? What are they mad at him for?
I love you, Dad.
The look of a man who only just now remembered the daughter he had. So, are you guys gonna talk about your relationship? The problems with all of it that needs to be addressed still? Acknowledging your own faults with how you treated each other? No? Okay, maybe next episode. This episode was so uniquely bad. Like, every single thing felt forced and contrived. Why did we make this a whole court trial? Why did no one listen to the Fancy Star Parrot when he said Stolas should be here? Why was Fancy Star Parrot propped up and had so much emphasis? Is he important? What about the interns? Were they just there for that one part where they got wrongfully nabbed? The pacing was all over the place. Why didn't Stolas or Blitz reveal Stella sent the assassin? Why do the imps hate Stolas when he stood up and saved their new hero, Blitzo? What could possibly happen in the next episode? I hope they talk about their relationship. That one song, that one act of attempted sacrifice was not enough to fix the mountains of dirty baggage between you two.
Who the f are you? Who you is? I don't even know your ass.
So, I'm doing daily reviews of all of the Hell of a Boss episodes. If you want to see the next episode a day early, consider becoming a patron. I hope you have fun with this series, and a huge shout out to my $10 patrons. You're all amazing. Andrew, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, Classy Critic, Genital War Thunder, Jake, Amber, Hype Man, Isaiah, Scaring Crows, Not All That Evil, Holly, Messiah Complex, Jacob, Ben Sketchbook, Rain, Trash, Wild Pilot, Josh, Twisty, Juan, Bunkin Duncan, Hoodie Angel, Ranger, Hutmut Butt, Primaroon, Steve, Overhypen, Knight, Plague, Unspoken, Tyrene, Thanos, Pandemonium, Peter, Agiri, BR Beginner, and Shahid.